when to be a lighthouse and when to be a tugboat.
Hey, it's Heather Chauvin, wife, mother of 3 boys, former social worker, breadwinner, recovering hustler, and stage 4 cancer survivor. I'm not a fan of that term, by the way. Beyond all of these titles and labels, I'm a human being, just like you, attempting to navigate it all while feeling good. My goal on this podcast is to show you that you can live an energized, sustainable life, both at home and in your work. It doesn't matter if you stay at home full-time, if you work from home, you're a CEO, a successful business owner, or trying to find some inspiration. On this show, I attempt to keep it real with stories, interviews, and random thoughts. This is not a business or career podcast, and it's not a parenting podcast. It's both and so much more. You will laugh. You may even cry, and you may even get a little frustrated with the truth you've been hiding from yourself. I believe all human behavior is a language, whether it's through your child's behavior, your health, or a relationship. And when we learn to listen instead of react, we begin to understand what it truly means to feel alive and in control. It's time to put your big girl pants on and find your brave. Let's go.
All right, ladies, I am back, and this podcast recording is coming to you from a hotel room, so the quality may not be as good. Today I want to talk about being a lighthouse versus a tugboat, and when to be one or the other, and when to honor which one you need to be for certain people in your life. So before I dive in, I just want to remind you that Monday, July 13th, we are starting the Get Out of Your Own Way mini course, and this is live. So it's 100% free. You can go to heatherchauvin.com/workshop. You can download the PDFs and get access to the videos already. But what we're doing is we're doing the live version of this inside of a Facebook group. And this time around, I have 5 additional coaches who are going to be supporting you. So this is a live and very interactive mini course that we're going to be doing together. So every morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the teaching of that day is going to be posted inside the Facebook group. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be going into the Facebook group with a Q&A and just being real, honest, and open. There's going to be so many opportunities to get live coaching, get your questions answered. And I can already see inside that Facebook group community coming together. So that's heatherchauvin.com/workshop. And this is 100% free. It is kind of my gift to you and an opportunity to get back in control. So obviously we're living in very uncertain times, and I've been getting so many emails and comments and questions from people, especially working from home, your children are home, and thinking I'll just wait until this blows over. It's not blowing over. So let's reinvent our lives from the state that we're in now, focusing on how we want to feel, instead of just waiting for the other shoe to drop or crossing our fingers and hoping things change. Utilize what you are being taught and told right now. Those areas of tension or lack of focus in your life, whatever is burning a burning desire inside of you, let's help you get out of your own way. So that's heatherchauvin.com/workshop, and we start Monday. So there's this parable that my husband sent me, and you may have heard it before, but it goes like this. The tugboat versus the lighthouse. A lighthouse can help save boats. A tugboat can help save boats, but their functionality and ability in doing so is dramatically different. The tugboat goes out and pull and push with great effort to try and help save an individual boat, and in the process runs itself ragged, trying to get itself and another boat to shore. The lighthouse stands fixed and simply shines its light. No pushing, no pulling. Each boat has the agency to choose if they heed the light. But the lighthouse stands firm regardless of the boats, both day and night, and simply radiates its light. Okay, so we're human. We're not a tugboat, and we're not a lighthouse, right? A lighthouse, doesn't have an ego. It doesn't have a heart. And I understand this parable, and a lot of people will say, be a lighthouse, just spread your light. And honestly, I believe that. I truly believe that. It's what I preach. We need to become the person that we most desire those around us to be, whether it's our children or our partners. And I've seen it again and again and again with my clients and people who literally follow my system. They're like, Heather, I didn't believe you at the beginning, but now my husband is meditating, or my husband has shifted how he parents, or our relationship has improved, or my partner and our relationship has improved. You have an impact on the people around you. And by becoming that lighthouse, shining your light, you directly influence those that are looking for your light, those that are positively impacted by you becoming. And of course, negatively impacted, right? We're going to trigger people as we grow. A lot of times people get, it triggers their fear of, oh my gosh, I can't do that, or it must be nice. And the jealousy pops up, fear of judgment. But here's the thing. A lot of people live their whole lives in a state of being a tugboat. And this was me. This was me as a child. This was me as a teenager. This was me as a young adult. I carried and pulled everybody around me. And what I mean by that is I was the person that was the first to ask everybody how they're doing. I would say I'm a recovering rescuer. And it's not even a people pleaser. I'm a recovering rescuer, seeing growth and potential in people, in animals, and things, and knowing that if I continue having this belief that if I continue to push somebody, if I continue to pull somebody, they will change. This ended me up in a very abusive relationship with an addict, and leaving me, feeling like I'm not enough and burnt out and overwhelmed, and always getting shit on by people who are not being the lighthouses in their own lives, people who are not taking any responsibility for their actions or who they want to be. And it's a slippery slope. And oftentimes when I'm working with women, I will attract women who are being the tugboats for people, and they want to learn how to be the lighthouse. And I attract a lot of very strong women who have been through a lot and have this desire to make an impact in the world. And what I mean by that is not even starting a business. That's not what I'm talking about. But changing generational patterns in how we feel as women, changing generational patterns in how we're parenting our children, changing generational patterns for maybe our nieces and nephews, and just society as a whole by who we become. But then the question is, Heather, don't people need us to be tugboats sometimes, right? When you see somebody, or maybe you're seeing your child struggle, or a parent struggle, or a friend struggle, sometimes, don't we just bust into that person's house and say, come on, get out of bed, it's time. And I truly believe that. And I have been tremendously grateful to have people in my life when I needed a tugboat. But here's the thing. A tugboat is not sustainable. And if you are not being the lighthouse 90% of your time in your life, when someone does need you to become a tugboat, you don't have to drag them all the way to shore. Because here's the thing. If you are attaching yourself, or somebody is attaching themselves to you, and you are pulling them into shore, and once you get into shore, you realize that boat didn't even have their motor on, or they didn't even have their paddles in the water attempting to support you in pulling them to shore. The second you let go, they're going to sink. And so there's this dance that we play between being the tugboat and the lighthouse. And it is a fine art. People ask me all the time, how do you have uncomfortable conversations? How do you get your children to listen to you? How do you get them to pick up after themselves? There are so many things on a daily basis, whether it's me training my team or helping my clients or helping other people. Knowing when to push, knowing when to pull, and knowing when to just stand firm and shine your light and say, you've got this. I believe in you. Because I truly believe in any belief or relationship that you have in your life, whether it's a spiritual relationship, a physical relationship, an emotional relationship, it is a co-creation. And whether it's you that has that hard time taking radical responsibility for your life, and you feel like people have been tugboating you along, it's time to detach yourself from the tugboat, turn on your own motor and say, can I get myself to shore? And if you are the chronic tugboat, turning around and saying, I got to stop this. I can't get you to shore, but I'm going to stand right next to you and watch you. I'm going to hold space for you as you turn your motor on, as you figure this shit out, and as we walk ourselves to shore together. And if you have been a chronic lighthouse and you've been able to get to that state in your life, being the light, sharing the light, spreading the light, and you've never been a tugboat, here is my message for you. We all need tugboats. We need it. We need the tugboat and we need the lighthouse. And there are a lot of people in this world that need a tugboat. What does that mean? Just a hand up, not a hand out. People who have many obstacles, who do not have as many opportunities as you, who need a tugboat. And I'm telling you, when you can master, and this is a practice, this is not a formula, this is not a step-by-step guidance, this is not a strategy. When you can master being both the lighthouse and the tugboat, and also saying to yourself, I need to be the lighthouse right now because I've been a tugboat for far too long. Or I need to tugboat myself into shore. Truly honoring who you are and what you need to be. To me, this is about, as a society, how we create sustainability. Because if we have so many tugboats out there that are trying to pull everyone to shore, they're going to be exhausted, they're going to burn out, and both ships are going to sink. So I guess in a roundabout way, this is my way of saying, you deserve rest. You deserve to be successful. You deserve permission to feel good. And you deserve to get uncomfortable. You deserve to listen to people who are not as privileged as you. And you also deserve to be happy when other people are suffering. Because I truly believe the more we become the lighthouse, and we ignite that lighthouse in all of us, we will master the art of tugboating. All right, ladies, I am so fucking proud of you. 2020 has been a shit show, and we are turning this around. So if you're ready to get outside. Oh my gosh. Get out of your own way. Head on over to heatherchauvin.com/workshop, and let's make magic happen next week. We can do this. You got
this. Hey, Mama's in Control listeners. It's Sarah.
And me, Sasha.
And we are the co-hosts of the podcast Dear White Women, which is a show that eases you into uncomfortable conversations about racism. So we know anti-racist work is at the top of mind for everyone right now, and we really believe that anti-racist work is not a moment, it's not a thing that we're doing right now, it's a lifestyle. And so for us, we're making our work concrete, practical, and accessible for the long haul. And Heather invited us to come on her podcast to share just one of the resources we're committed to, which is our monthly virtual book club. So we've started a Patreon, and if you head over to our podcast website, dearwhitewomen.com, we would love for you to join us. The book club starts in August, so you'll have time to grab the book and start reading if you join us now. Thanks again.